Hey, Sojourn Montrose, Reed here with another kind of supplemental theology video that is going to help us with the book of Revelation. As we conclude the book, we're going to get through Revelation chapters 20, 21, and 22. In chapter 20, there is a verse related to Satan being bound while Christ reigns for 1,000 years. That's Revelation chapter 20, verse 2. For a long time, Christians have disagreed on what this 1,000-year period relates to. Is it a literal 1,000 years where Christ reigns on earth before he comes back? Is it symbolic? Is it metaphorical? Has it already happened? So there's some disagreement, and there are three main views. And I want to walk through these views because they are very, very prominent in eschatology, the study of the end times, and they're related to other theologies. The first is probably the most prominent in American evangelicalism, which is called premillennialism. Premillennialism believes that, or premillennials believe that Christ will return in glory before this 1,000-year reign and 1,000-year binding of Satan, where Satan is not destroyed, but he is bound. And Christ will, the premillennialists believe that Christ will literally reign for 1,000 years, often from Jerusalem in a newly built temple, and there he will live and reign as king. And at the end of that 1,000 years, they believe that then Christ will destroy Satan, judge humanity, and then usher in that new heavens and new earth that we look forward to in the last chapters of Revelation and believe in. So that's what premillennials believe. Postmillennials believe that the 1,000-year period of spiritual and cultural renewal has begun or is beginning, right? They believe that during this millennium, Christ is reigning in heaven, not on earth, and therefore his victory now is establishing political and legal and cultural renewal such that the earth will continue to get better and better and better, and the kingdom of God will come to bear on earth over time because Christ is currently reigning. Postmillennialism is very common among those who have that historicist view of the book of Revelation that we talked about, that believe all of Revelation almost was accomplished in AD 70. They believe that, all of that has happened, and therefore Christ is ruling and reigning now, and in that rule and reign, he is making all things new currently, and that's actually everything is getting better and better and better, and all of these political and legal systems are being renewed currently. So that's postmillennialism. Premillennial, that 1,000 years is about to happen. Postmill say the 1,000 years has already begun. And amillennialism holds that Revelation 20, really the whole of the chapter, is a symbolic description of the age we find ourselves in, the church age, where Christ is ruling and reigning. Satan is bound to a degree because of Christ's death and resurrection, but this 1,000-year period is a metaphorical 1,000 years, just means really, really long time, and it's intended to prepare God's people for that long time of mission, which includes triumph at some times and suffering at some times. Before Christ returns, we will suffer and succeed. Satan is bound to a degree, but he's still roaming and able to do some things to challenge the people of God, but Christ is victorious and will be fully victorious. All three positions are well attested in history and by theologians. There's good reasons to look at all three. But at Sojourn, we typically hold to, and you might have guessed this in Revelation, we've held to a pretty amillennial view of the book of Revelation. Genre is really important. It's an apocalyptic book, and so we don't want to overinterpret the book. And that's one thing I think that premillennials and postmillennials tend to do. They tend to overinterpret some of the symbols and metaphors and find really neat categories for them when we're really not supposed to do that. We're supposed to take a lot of symbol and metaphor from the book, and of course it's related to real things, but we're supposed to see them and be warned about them as we look to Christ's return. So amillennials would say, yes, that 1,000-year reign, that just means the church age. Satan is bound but not destroyed. So Satan is not free to do whatever he wants. He is under the sovereignty of God. The church will be successful. He cannot thwart the victorious bride of Christ, and yet there will still be suffering for the people of God as we await Christ's return. I believe that because I think Revelation speaks to that, and the whole Bible speaks to that, especially the New Testament, where the other epistles speak to the suffering of the church age, but also it aligns with our experience, doesn't it? That we still experience the suffering of death, suffering of persecution in different regions at different timelines, but still globally, and we're still seeing the spread of the church global. So we take an amillennial position, but we have plenty of folks who are post-mill and pre-mill, and that is okay too. Really faithful believers take those positions as well. But those are the three main positions that we'll encounter as we think about eschatology.